This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Rachel Casella standing by, caller 9-844-999. Ola will play Profile This coming up in minutes. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check-in to Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, Bath & Body Works is now selling a bunch of booze-scented items, including candles that smell like gin and tonic, and a new hand soap called Winter Sangria.
Nothing better than washing your hands and reeking of booze.
Some people don't need to wash their hands.
Yeah, it's true.
What are you wearing? Jim Beam?
Right.
I mean, like...
Just drink.
No, I'm just drunk. I'm not...
Most people are trying to hide the scent of booze.
Right.
Maybe that's why they do it.
That's
so
why
if you burn the candle, no one can tell how drunk you are.
That's why vodka and gin exist.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but then what happens if you use these products and then you get pulled over?
Yeah, it's true, man. We can smell it on you.
Right?
Officer, it's not my breath, it's my hands.
It's my shampoo.
And then, officer, well, luckily there's no law against being an idiot, but otherwise they give you a ticket. Like, so you wash your hands to smell like sangria? Here's the ticket.
That's right. They used to say...
I like drinking, but I just never been like, oh, the smell of drinking.
I just want to smell like this beer I'm drinking.
Yeah.
There was a time I can remember growing up, and I was younger, but my mom had a can of beer in the shower. And she'd always have it in there, and she said it was for her hair.
Yeah.
And she would wash her hair with a flat beer, and I just thought, all right, whatever.
Dude, I have shower beers for my beard.
Do you put beer in the
100%.
beard?
100%. I would never sit in a shower and just drink one.
Because that would be ridiculous.
For the beard.
So I'm taking it in the shower.
When's the last time you had a shower beer?
Saturday.
Did you have one Saturday?
Yes.
I got to do that. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
What made you decide that was the day?
A sports team I like was in a big game. It was
around like shower beer time. Let's do this.
Yeah, it was like 11.
All right. Yeah.
I think it was 11:30 a.m. I was like, screw it, I'm having shower beer.
Shower beer. It excuses it better. Like if you were to just sit there and crack one 11:30 at the counter, be like, dude. But if you're like, I'm taking this in the shower, be like, yeah, go for it.
I feel like generally shower beers happen more at night.
Okay.
Who showers at night?
Well, I do. Right?
Oh, okay.
It's relaxing. Not every night, but a lot of nights.
No, but then
Ted's a clean drunk.
I guess. Right. I've never smelled alcohol on somebody and went, that smells good.
You smell awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be sniffing homeless people.
I smelled it and thought I've got a chance. You're never going home when they're sober.
Damn. Right, Yoplait has a bunch of new yogurt flavors that are supposed to taste like Girl Scout cookies.
Okay. Hey, look, man, there's the yogurt that I buy has a little cup on the side of it that has like little peanut butter pieces and all that, and I just scoop all that crap in. Makes the yogurt a hell of a lot better.
You have been on that tip lately.
Yeah, well, they have them, and it's better than just eating plain ass
flips,
yogurt.
those things are great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get the flips, and probably the same idea.
What was the yogurt that I was liking a lot? I forget. I didn't jump onto yogurt until my early 20s.
Jump on the yogurt train.
Jump on the yogurt train.
Mm-hmm. You gotta get that Greek kind.
Don't make it weird.
Yeah, the yogurt train, I immediately think of my penis.
Oh, no. Damn. If you're flying December 15th on Alaska Airlines, Virgin America, or Horizon Air, you can board early if you show up to your gate in an ugly Christmas sweater.
There's a gimmick.
What qualifies as an ugly Christmas sweater?
How many people have had their feelings hurt not realizing, right? Like, you're not trying to be ironic, right? You're not one of these trendy folks. You're just wearing it because you think it looks great. And they're like, feel free to board because that's one ugly sweater.
You legit like the sweater that you're like. Wasn't that the thing? Is that the ugly sweater is what like your grandma or your aunt sewed for you, knitted for you?
Generally, yeah.
Right. So that's how it started. It was probably like, I don't know, a few years ago. Like people legit would dig out old sweaters. It was kind of a joke, and then it's turned into like a trendy thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, come on.
And either way, guess what, everybody? The plane with everyone on it will leave at the exact same time. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter when you get on that plane. That plane will leave when everybody boards.
But half the fun is getting on there first, Miles. That's why you want to go first class.
I don't really understand that. I think it'd be more fun to get off first.
Yes.
Yeah. Mike, are you serious? Do you think part of the fun is getting on a plane first?
No.
For first class, yeah, because then I get to sit there and drink.
Well, that's
I watch
different.
everybody
Anytime,
go by.
yeah, anytime you're flying first class, I mean, hell. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you sit there and you wait for a plane, they will list 9 different things that you could qualify in to sit before everybody else. Are you a member of the gold tier server?
Right.
Browns Club?
I like to smile and wave at people as they go back to coach.
Just get to the frickin' sections. I don't care. I've got the
Or you
credit
do what
card.
I do, Miles. You go up to the counter and you act confused. I don't know. I'm in this row. I forget. I don't know.
I've done that.
No,
Play
yeah.
stupid.
I believe we covered this.
Sometimes I sit by the gate just in a sweatshirt with my hood up, and I wait till the final last moment. Like, all right, I'll get on now. Well, if it's like a long flight, it's like I'm going to get bleacher butt. I don't want to have to sit on that seat.
Maybe I can
till
pee
have
one
to.
more time.
Right, I believe we covered this yesterday. A woman tried to smoke a cigarette in one of the bathrooms on a 90-minute flight from Portland to Sacramento, and then after she got caught, she threatened to kill everybody on the plane,
Yeah, she's a class act.
which is a great thing to
I
recommend
think
doing.
she's still in Sacramento there, trying to figure out how to get home.
Yeah. She ain't flying, that's for sure.
And Thurl brought up a great point yesterday. Like, number one, you can generally smell cigarette smoke.
Right.
And number two is, if you're not a smoker, you can smell it on people
Absolutely.
when they come back in.
Yeah, there's no question. And it's an hour-and-a-half flight, man.
Yeah, like, I just, like, she had to be off her meds or wasted. I'm just like, what made you think you could pull that off?
I'll kill everyone on the plane.
But it also can't be surprising because also, as Earl mentioned, they have that nice little reminder right there at the beginning of the flight that, hey, you can't smoke on the flight. You can't tamper with any of the fire systems that are in the bathroom, so you can't go into the bathroom and smoke on the flight.
But
Be
I was
ready to
like-
go
like-
without cigarettes for the flight.
Like, why are you telling us that? Like, what idiot would do that? And then here she is.
There's always a reason for the rule. A flight from Russia to Switzerland had to make an emergency landing in Germany after a woman freaked out because they wouldn't give her any more champagne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What counts as a freak out over champagne?
They cut you off.
Yeah.
Why didn't you freak out on that flight home from Vegas, Miles?
Because they weren't serving anything. Oh, dude, they were just waiting. As soon as there was a little bump, they all decided, like, hey, let's cancel service. That way we can just sit back here and not
sucked.
do anything.
Didn't you then hit the button for the flight attendant?
No, I knew that there was a bunch of bottled water up ahead, so I was just asking if somebody want to go up there and break in and start handing it out to everybody. Had nothing to do with liquor. It had everything to do with something wet in my mouth.
And I provided that for him.
But I was still thirsty. So salty.
I
hate that crap. If they can come up with an excuse. Look, she's obviously
It was bumpy
intoxicated.
as all hell, man.
This is a different... Are you kidding me?
It was not that
It was
bumpy.
not goddamn
bumpy like crazy,
Ted,
man. They were going to spill drinks if they ran
Ted,
that
was
thing.
it bumpy?
I thought it was bumpy.
All right.
That bumpy.
Okay, was it
they
scary?
cancel the booze service,
Okay,
man?
it's not because of a danger of the booze, man, but they were going to spill stuff if they tried to serve it.
I bet it
And
would
guess what? If I keep drinking, I'll spill stuff too.
In
I bet
their-
I'm
in
fine.
their
why they don't want
defense, it wasn't that bad the whole time.
It
In their
was not.
defense and in your defense. But they did do most of the plane. They just cut it off when they got
Right
the
to our
back.
row.
Yeah. But we were right there, man.
I was wondering why he was complaining about not getting a drink of this.
so
Sipped mine.
Oh, I was so freaking mad at that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to cancel the
I was like, what?
Do you think that I would honestly spill a drop? I don't care if my goddamn head slammed into the top of the airplane. They have it on video like, look at this dude, man. Severe turbulence. He kept his drink level.
Okay, but to be
Didn't
fair, they
spill
did.
a drop.
They don't know who you are, Miles.
Oh, they know my name after
I mean,
that.
we'd know. We'd justify it for
I'd be a
him.
hero.
And finally, Merriam-Webster has announced the word of 2017.
And it is...
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from
Blossom.
now.
Thank you, my gosh. Headlines are coming up 1 hour from now. First, the game is...
The Men's Room presents Profile
And
This.
Stephen Throwhill, can you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Mike. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola!
All right, Mike, you understand how this here game is played?
Oh, I certainly do.
Fantastic. Here's your story. It involves a 27-year-old woman and a 27-year-old man who visited Chicago last week to celebrate the guy's birthday. And just after they got there, they got mugged at knife point. They're saying they stole somewhere between $12,000 engagement ring, $5,000 in cash, a $3,000 Louis Vuitton suitcase, a $2,000 MacBook Air, and more. Now, the woman said one of the muggers looked like Fat Albert. That was her description. That's what she told cops. After the police investigated, they found out the whole thing was made up. The couple couldn't get their story straight. Security cameras didn't back up anything they'd said, and footage from the airport showed that they didn't even have luggage. So, why did they lie? Well, according to them, it was, quote, to have some fun for his birthday. And he said it because he has bad friends. That's what the woman said. They're both facing a felony charge for falsely reporting a crime. The question is, do you believe that this enterprising young couple is black, white, Mexi, or Asian?
Oh, man. I got to go to Miles on this one.
You got to go to me on
I'm going to mug you today.
I think Fat Albert leans completely 100% completely white.
I'm agreeing with that.
You're fabricating a story. You have all the most expensive gadgets.
Oh, yeah. Keep in mind, they didn't have any of this stuff. Mm-hmm. But again, they said they lost, $12,000 engagement ring, $5,000 in cash, a $3,000 Louis Vuitton suitcase, a $2,000 MacBook Air, and more.
This sounds like they just Googled expensive stuff.
A birthday quick scam just screams white, I think.
And we're guessing the couple, right?
Yeah, the couple.
It just seems like white people really, 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 really like their birthdays and go to the extreme on it sometimes. Like, where other people are like, whatever, it's my birthday, I don't care. It's nice to get a present. Hopefully I get laid.
What city was this in?
I mean, white people do birthdays.
They were visiting Chicago.
It's my birthday month. It's my birthday week. It's my birthday this, my birthday that. I think it's white. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking white.
Final answer?
It's also, white all the way.
I was going to say, it's also Chicago, and they named, they called out like a black dude.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Fat Albert. All right, white final answer. We're going to find out if this dynamic duo was black, white, Mexi, or Asian next.
You've got mail.
Uh-oh.
That
Whoops.
tease.
You're listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bichola. You have entered the men's room.
Chicago. That's where we go for Profile This. And a couple that went in on the birthday and said, oh, my God, we got mugged. We lost all our stuff. A guy looking like Fat Albert stole our stuff.
Hey.
And, man, they had some
Don't take your stuff
pretty
today.
high-end stuff. And
$12,000 engagement ring, $5,000 in cash, a $3,000 Louis Vuitton suitcase, a $2,000 MacBook Air, some other additional stuff, but it turns out they did not ever.
And by the way,
any.
I will say this. I've been to Chicago numerous weekends. Mm-hmm. Always had a great time.
Oh, yeah.
City is wonderful. The people are wonderful. One thing about Chicago,
Coyotes are cute.
As far as being a major city, I mean, Chicago's huge. Chicago is reasonably affordable.
It is. It really is.
Not if you're going to live there. I'm sure that's expensive as hell. But if you want to go out and get a sandwich or a dinner or a beer or something like that, as far as the cost of living, it doesn't knock you back, so you couldn't have a good time on a birthday anyway.
I had a great freaking time in Chicago, man.
Yeah, it's not going to kill you on the wallet either.
And I've never been mugged by Fat Albert. But Mike, we asked you, did you believe that this couple is black, white, Mexi, or Asian? And you agreed with Miles. I said, man, white. It just feels white. Everything about it feels white.
Sure white.
You are correct, sir.
Hey,
One of them looked like Fat Albert.
Mushmouth was behind him.
It's a coyote today.
Congratulations, you win nothing. Now for all the TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Most cities are kind of known for their certain types of food or whatever.
Sure.
But I think a lot of people get their identity from a sandwich. Miles, you grew up in West Virginia. I say Pittsburgh. You think of
Paul Manny Brothers.
Right, exactly, right?
West Virginia, I think of a pepperoni roll or a hot dog.
Right, if you go to Maryland, where I'm
Crab
from,
cake
you
sandwich.
think about crab cakes, right? G&M,
Philly,
whatever.
you hook up the cheese stick. You go to Massachusetts, you hook up the lobster roll. You go to New Orleans, you get the po' boy.
Right, Italian beef at Chicago.
Sure,
Right, so there's
Kansas City, you get all the barbecue you can possibly eat.
But there's a lot of cities defined by the handheld thing you can have.
Yeah.
Like, I think New York's probably more defined by pizza. California, you're looking at burritos, this and that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mission-style burritos, as Miles mentioned.
Of course, yes.
But, so last night, they're having Monday Night Football, and John Gruden is there. Everybody knows Gruden.
Mm.
He does a thing at the end called Gruden's Grinders. By the way, if you at all find it funny the way John Gruden talks and gets fired up, there is fake John Grudens on Twitter. I highly suggest you follow them. it just, like...
His same intensity, but with whatever message they're sending out there?
Yeah, and it's just like even a little bit cheesier.
Okay.
Like...
He is corny, but you can't help but like him because in spite of how dumb some of the statements kind of sound, you're like, but he means it, man.
He's just a younger John Madden.
Yeah, basically.
Boy, I mean, they're just out there having fun. I mean, this is football. How can you not like that? All right.
Yeah, that's it.
There's a lot right with him. There's a lot wrong with him.
Yeah.
He's a little bit. He's a strange character.
He is. Well, he's Chucky. Hell of a coach. So he's sitting there, right? Now, I will say John Gruden is kind of cut and dry. People either like John Gruden or they don't. Another guy that's kind of like that, Guy Fieri. You know him for being a chef.
And a douche.
Diner, drive-ins, and dives. I'm back on the Fieri train. I met him once. He was not very personable. Yeah. I'm going to let it go just because he treats his employees awesome at his restaurant today.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm with Guy Fieri.
Guys, I'm with you all the way, man.
Right, and he's
Love
still,
you guys, brah.
He adds in extra stuff. So here, Gruden, at the end of the broadcast, will do the Gruden grinder. So I don't know why in Miami they had him there making Philly cheesesteak.
This doesn't make any sense.
But Fieri was
maybe
there,
a Cuban,
and he shows him how to. This is him telling him how to eat the sandwich the proper Philly way.
We're the hunch because if you get it down that soup coat, you and I are both going to hear about this.
Bruce Brothers won't like that.
ESPN is going to be on our case. So what I recommend is you get that Philly hunch going, get those arms up. So when you do it, and you get it, and you just make sure that you get don't mind. I know. Let's go. You ready to do this? Ready. All right. That's all right here, right now on Monday Night Football.
Thanks, man.
Guy took 2 bites. John only took 1.
Do I have you right here? Yeah, you're good.
All right. You'd go watch the video. Now, what he's saying there, though, watch the video at the Men's Room Facebook page about the Philly kind of crouch or whatever to eat that.
All right.
I always thought that was a Chicago thing with the Italian beef. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain way you kind of put your butt out and lean up on the counter.
Yeah.
Because there's juice dropping out of it.
All right.
So I don't know. I didn't. That was my question.
Try our new juice dropper.
Right. So I was like, and then I started thinking, like, I don't know. Does everybody have a certain sandwich to eat certain ways? Either way, I kind of propose.
If it's messy, you're right. You're right because there is opposed. If you know that when you take a bite of your sandwich, the back half of it's going to explode.
Yeah.
Like a sub, there's nothing you can do. You're right. There's this weird kind of thing you do with your back to make sure that it drops directly into your plate.
Yeah, and it's weird. Is I feel like you eat that way too. Mm-hmm. You know, like you want to get that one corner as deep in your mouth as you can.
Tacos, everything.
Yeah. So you could see the video of that, but I really thought I was like, I guess that's a Philly thing. I just feel like it was a Chicago thing.
It's a weird
If you ever want
tie-in.
to piss somebody off, man, not just take a bite of their sub, but take it right in the middle. Like no one eats their sub widthwise. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't
eat it like lengthwise?
like corn. You know what I mean? Like no one does that. Just take a bite right in the middle of it. Somehow it's more offensive than if they just took a bite at the tip. But,
You're
man,
100% correct.
I don't know why.
That would
Like,
drive
hey
me
man,
up a
I don't know
wall.
who took a bite, but somehow if you bit it in the middle, I'll be like, you son of a.
If you get a sandwich wrapped in paper, it's going to be messy. And
Yeah.
that's the best sandwich you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some sandwiches get so messy, you got to end up putting them on a plate. Seriously, man. All right, well, it's the world of TV and stuff, so let's continue with the sexual harassment wheel of misfortune.
Yay!
It's
All
the
right,
sexual
let's see here.
harassment
Let's
wheel.
spin the wheel. Who's coming up here?
Oh, whose name does it land on?
We're going back to sports realm today.
Okay, we're in sport. Is this a coach or a player?
They were commentators. Some of them were players.
Spin the wheel again. Oh, I think I know NFL Network guys, right?
NFL Network.
Yep.
Basically, Marshall.
You don't
Marshall
know yet.
Faulk.
The wheel has not stopped yet, Ted. How
Sorry.
did you go? There you go.
Oh. Marshall Faulk, Heath Evans, Ike Taylor, Eric Davis, Donovan McNabb, and Warren Sapp.
Well, Warren Sapp doesn't surprise me.
So it's not Hollywood this time.
I mean, they were all done playing. This
But
all
go
went
to-
on at the NFL Network.
Heath Evans, and I've always enjoyed Heath Evans' commentary on NFL Network. I think he does a good job. You said Eric Davis.
Eric Davis.
I go back and forth with
Oh,
him.
he was a great outfitter for the Cincinnati Reds.
But I go back and forth with him. Like, he's all right. But again, like, really, man, Donovan, you had to break out your penis. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Come
it's-
on, man.
Some of the things are crazy, too,
Why
man.
is it so hard to keep your penis
Well, the problem
in
with
your
this
pants?
stuff is there's evidence.
Right.
In this instance, she can go, hey, here's Heath's penis on my phone.
Right.
Hey, here's
Yeah.
Donovan's penis on my phone. Hey, here's some really nasty text messages from, or whatever. I mean, the proof is in the problem is she's right about all this stuff. Or at least the allegations based on what she has. Everyone basically, and this is the great thing about this. So I get up this morning and I look on ESPN, right? ESPN says NFL Network suspends 3 of its commentators.
Yeah.
Those 3 commentators happen to be still working on the NFL Network. That would be Heath. That would be
Eric Davis.
No, he was on ESPN.
That's
or
right.
Another one. Either way. So, Marshall Falk, they call these guys out in the ESPN article. You go halfway down the article, it says, oh, and by the way, ESPN has also suspended Donovan McNabb and Eric Davis.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, why isn't that part of the headline? It should be NFL Network, ESPN Network,
Right.
suspend talents amid allegations. Not NFL Network's got dirt balls. By the way, at the bottom here, we got rid of a couple of our guys, too. Like, you jackasses. Call it. I mean,
Yeah, but
my
it's
God.
a giant company. I mean, you know how the game is. That's what they would all do. And I'm with you. You should, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this looks bad. It goes back to what you kind of seen in a lot of places. It looks like, obviously, at the NFL Network, for a while there, it was just a culture that it was allowed and okay. So, yeah.
I'm sure the NFL Network can tell you, hey, man, we take these allegations seriously. We had no idea. Sure you did.
The quotes from Warren Sapp were exactly what I thought they were going to be.
I didn't see his yet.
I was like, oh, my God.
What did he say?
Warren's just basically like, yeah, so what? That's just Warren. He doesn't.
Why is he allowed to speak?
He's not really.
Because he was
anymore.
very good at football. Mm-hmm. So you got to listen to what he says.
Yeah.
And all he does is rhyme stuff. When you're going to go out and play, you better hope it's your day. Thanks for the insight, Warren.
Obviously, with Hollywood and everything else, we've talked a ton about the sexual assault and this and that. So when Jimmy Kimmel was out for a while, he had guest host in there. One of them is the very funny Tracy Ellis Ross. You know her from Blackish. When she was hosting, she made up a Dr. Seuss kind of rhyme here called the Handsy Man, and I think it's appropriate as it has been, unfortunately, for the last 2 months.
There is a guy with 10 long fingers, creepy glares and hugs that linger. If you're a woman, you're not a fan. I speak, of course, of the Handsy Man. Handsy Man, based on the news, you seem to be a bit confused. Listen, and I'll explain to you all the things you may not do. You may not compliment my butt. You may not call me hoe or slut. And even if you're stoned or drunk, do not expose me to your junk. And if I am your employee, don't rest your hand upon my knee. No, I won't sit on your lap. I shouldn't have to say this crap. You cannot smell my hair, you creep, or grab my boobs while I'm asleep. I do not want a back massage. Did you follow me into the parking garage? So, Handsy Man, if you're still confused whether your behavior will be excused, I'll say it clearly, nice and slow. If she doesn't consent, the answer is no.
Solid point. Very funny.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I can't tell you how many days I come into work now and you see these stories. It's just like, Jesus, man. Like
every day.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know if it's, I want to say fortunate or it's unfortunate this happens to people. I think it's fortunate these stories are going to keep rolling out.
Oh, absolutely.
You
man.
know?
Yeah, the floodgates of it's like anything. It's like, it's been going on forever. Everyone knows it's been going on forever. The companies that have overseen this, of course, they feign ignorance, which is ridiculous. But now that the allegations are out there and it's almost safe to be honest about what has happened, it's kind of like when the bell rings in the class and the first kid gets up, then everyone follows. That's kind of like what has happened.
Yeah.
One person finally said, hey, man, enough of this nonsense. And everyone's like, you know what? Me too, man. And basically, like I said, if you're a dude and we've heard of you, there's a good chance the allegations are coming your way.
Yeah. Plus, it's like Miles said earlier, that's the problem. Is a lot of this stuff now is digitally recorded.
Yeah, if you send a picture of your penis, just understand that is some quality evidence.
It's digitally recorded, and also the constraints. Yeah, of the work environment have changed. Right? Like there's social media. People can get information out there quicker. So it's like whereas you used to kind of just like hush up about it or not talk about that person. It's like, well,
you on Facebook now, player?
Yeah, like it's on Front Street for everybody. Some good news of all this stuff. We all know, of course, that Matt Lauer got let go by the Today Show. basically, as we found out, and Thrill, you've hit this a few times, NBC basically knew about his predatory behavior, but kind of brushed it under because Lauer was their star anchor. So that's kind of the thing. You can't fire him, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, since he's been gone, Savannah Guthrie and Hoda have co-anchoring the show. It has skyrocketed for 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, really?
I didn't really ever think
their ratings have been freaking awesome.
I never knew anyone who watched the Today Show because they loved Matt Lauer.
No, he seemed to annoy
Maybe
everyone.
my grandmother back in the day, but other than that, there's just nothing about him that was appealing.
Everyone used to like,
He was
who was his co-anchor?
Swarmy was the right way to describe that guy.
What was his co-anchor? What was her name? She went to CBS News.
Katie Couric?
Katie Couric. Like, I knew a lot of people that watched it for her. People seem to genuinely like her.
They like Katie Couric. She's a nice person.
And he was just there. Like, you would accept that he was there because somehow she made him. It's kind of like putting salt on food. Like, you're not going to like this Matt Lauer meal, but when we put a little Katie Couric on it, it's more palatable. And then when she left, you're like, this dude sucks.
Yeah, and I knew a friend, it's a little bit older than I, one of his friends was dating Katie Couric.
Really?
And she would like show up to parties and stuff they had. And he said, he was like, if you've ever watched the Today Show and you thought she was nice and like cool, he was like, you're wrong. She's better. And I was like,
Oh, yeah?
what?
Good.
He was like, Katie Couric was awesome.
Do you really think you had the same story meeting Matt Lauer on the street? My
No.
answer is no.
Everything I've heard about Matt Lauer.
I don't know that to be true. Don't know anyone that's met him, but I would just guess that he's not going to be the nicest guy.
Well, yeah, even before the sexual allegations, the MO on him was that he was just a douche.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the guy. Plus, Katie Couric, back when she was in D.C., she would go on the Don and Mike show, one of my favorite radio shows, and she was great. Mm-hmm. They were like, dude, she was fun. She's a cool person.
Yeah. She must still live down there, because that's where my buddy.
DC?
Yeah, that area. Yeah. But yeah, he was like, dude, nothing like too crazy, but he was just like, she is that nice. She's really funny. And he was like, the cameras are not. Basically, he was like, she's already attractive, but when you see her in person, he was like, she's beautiful and this and that. Like,
I believe it.
Even his wife would gush over. I was like, all right, I'll come back. I'll go meet the Katie Couric. You guys love her.
We get
it. Mike and I were talking earlier. A lot of TV shows are coming back, or they're kind of restarting them. One of those, of course, was Fuller House. Season 3 of that is coming out soon. And I know what you're thinking. Why bring up Fuller House? We already know about that one. True. But what would you think about a Blossom reunion?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, top two of my favorite celebrities in the world. Number 1, Steve Harvey.
Okay.
Number 2, Joey Lawrence. Well, Joey Lawrence was on with Steve Harvey and talked about this.
Since so many shows now getting reboots, man, could we see a Blossom reboot?
There has been serious talk about it, believe it or not. And, it's... Mayim and I have both said we'd be into it. We've talked to Don Rio about it, who created it. If there's a way in, then I think we're all down for it, which is why we did the photo
because,
shoot.
let's just say you did it off the top.
Right.
What would your character be up to now?
Well, the show ended where he went off to play baseball. He was a really good baseball player, so I think that he had a great career. Probably got married several times, he was always going on dates and stuff, and then I think that he came home now for the first time in a long time. Maybe career's over, right? In his mid to late 30s, and he's got to find something else to do with his life. And he doesn't have much to fall back on because he's not brain isn't firing on all cylinders.
Why do I feel like he's describing his own life?
It's almost like if you wanted to pick someone to play your autobiography, I want Brad Pitt to play me. Or George Clooney. No, maybe you went and you played in the minor leagues in Richmond and Bluefield, and you kind of sucked and you blew out your arm and you tried and you hang on too long and then you come home. Not to a hero's welcome, but just oh, he's back. But no, when you write your own character, it's and I had beautiful women all around me and I dated them and I had tons of money and gold and then I come back.
I just can't believe that he won't, it's okay. Your character was dumb.
Yeah.
Everybody understands, Joey Lawrence, that you're an actor.
Right.
But he seemed first of all, I like too, he's everybody's into it. No, you're into it.
Because you don't have anything else going on. And that's not meant as an insult, but we understand this.
Right. And then I just thought it was funny when he's he didn't have much. It's it's all right. Nobody thinks that's actually you. You just say your character was dumb.
I think it was him. As Joey Lawrence was explaining what he believes his character would be doing, I'm pretty sure he's just explaining his life.
I don't know that Joey Lawrence was good at baseball.
Yeah, probably not.
That's a good point. I like the way, if I could write my character.
Yeah.
Why don't you let the writers do that?
Terry Crews will play me just for the physique.
Just for the size of his penis.
Right.
Yeah, I know. So I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, Denzel. And they're like, that's ridiculous. It's like, yeah. He's making a movie about me anyhow, so the hell with it.
Yeah.
I like Denzel.
I'll pick who I want.
Yeah. What do you guys have in common? Like, nothing. I'm white.
Fisher
black.
House.
Fisher House. The Ted Smith.
Yeah. Money the Fisher House.
Right? We both were on that early.
Absolutely have stuff in common.
Denzel Washington.
Right?
Playing
He's black.
Ted Smith.
I'm white. I think he's taller than I am.
My man. My man.
The Ted Smith story starred Denzel Washington. Right? Because you're right. If you're picking your own characters, like Denzel's playing me, any girl that shows up as like a love interest or whatever is going to be like Megan Fox, Sofia Vergara. Like, I mean, right?
You know, I'm getting to play.
You're going to be treated a lot differently when you spend your summers and see your family up at the Cape. Denzel shows up at the Cape.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I'm going to have Peter Dinklage.
Oh yeah,
he's going to play me,
the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I want a white dwarf. I'm a tall black dude. Look, if you got
right,
Denzel,
if I get Denzel,
Peter Dinklage,
Peter Dinklage could play you.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that's a fair one. These movies are weird. Like, yeah, dude, they are.
They sure are.
Some of those terrible wildfires you see going on down in California. It's amazing too. I think I don't know. Like, if you've never been to that area of the country, maybe you don't understand. Like, those fires.
They're massive.
They're massive, and they're in hugely populated areas.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not like it's just burning randomly. So, like, thousands of people are being evacuated.
Thousand buildings officially destroyed.
Jesus.
Yeah. I have a friend that lives down in Orange County. I had texted her last week, like, dude, are you all right down there? She's like, yeah, my stuff's pretty much destroyed, but we got out in time.
Oh, so everything burned down for sure.
Yeah, where she was.
God almighty.
Yeah. But anyhow, there's a bunch of celebrities, even celebrities, like Mother Nature...
You don't care.
Yeah, takes no prisoners. Everybody's fair game.
Yeah, let's share a video of a rabbit. That'll make people feel better about it. Here's a guy trying to catch a rabbit. Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. Headlines coming up with Mike Hawk in minutes. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go as we head down under where town celebrates its 150th anniversary 3 years too late. Meanwhile, a woman fires a shotgun at a stalker, but there was no stalker. She was drunk, and it was all about the hate. Doctors pissed at Peppa Pig as patients are coming in now all the time. A family receives $15.6 million for son lost in his beer pong playing prime. And Merriam-Webster has its word of the year. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story. Merriam-Webster has come out and given us information on something that we don't really care about. And have announced the winner of the Word of the Year.
Word of the Year.
They say that lookups for this word in 2017 increased by 70%, spiked several times after key events, and a series of movements throughout 2017 that caused people to both use and look up the true definition of this word. And without further ado, Merriam-Webster has announced that the winner...
Should we play the fanfare music?
Let's do it.
I mean, look, man, if we're going to make it a big thing, you know, you went through all this, we're building it. This is the word of the year, Mike.
Right?
You know what I mean? This is like winning the Golden Globe for words.
There we go. Without further ado, Merriam-Webster has announced that the winner for the prestigious, sought-after high honor of the annual Word of the Year is... feminism.
Feminism?
Feminism. Congratulations.
Does the word get a free party? Does it get a weekend in Aspen? What does the word win?
It's a trophy, I guess. I have no idea. A plaque on the wall of Merriam-Webster.
Yeah.
All right, around the world, we go to Australia and the small town of Charleville, who have been planning the celebration for their 150th anniversary of coming into existence. They went through all of the hoops and were ready to get their party started as they brought it into the 2018 year, only to find out that there was actually disagreement decades ago as to the true date in which they were declared a town. Officials believe that the town was founded in 1868, but state records actually show that they were established in 1865. Making them 3 years late to their own party.
Congratulations, everyone.
That sucks.
Not really.
I mean, do you still throw the party?
Yes, you throw the party. Who gives a flying? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. It's 150 years, you're close.
I mean, if
still throw a party. I mean, it's Australia. Throw a party, man. Have fun. Who cares? If it was 153 years, then it's enough of a reason to still throw a party.
People are going to celebrate like their 34th birthday. You can certainly celebrate your 153rd.
This actually makes it better. You know what I mean? Like, we don't celebrate our 150th. We celebrate the 153rd.
That's what we do down here, mate.
And and we'll celebrate again to our 306th.
I mean, if I was running the board for that party and this guy comes up to me and says, actually, this was established in 1865, I'd say, you keep that to yourself.
Yep.
I'd punch him. Get out of here. Get out of here with your information.
About to have another dispute.
Just so you know, actually, we're the 3.
Yeah, shut up.
Do you see the bill for all the stuff that I made for this party?
You guys are a little incorrect about your...
Yeah.
Like it was a Weasley little guy.
Sometimes you're just not, because that's the guy, Mike. That's the...
I don't want to be this guy, but
you do is the thing. Who's the whistleblower who was so proud that he knew that it was 3 years earlier?
I don't know if you guys do this, but technically...
Don't care about you technically. Eat my
Why
fist.
did you even look that up? It was obviously agreed upon amongst everybody that 1868 was the year. Who
Just
actually
enjoy
looked
the
this
party.
crap up? Right.
That's what they're saying. It's that dude.
It's always that guy.
I don't want to be this
Always
guy.
that guy, man. There's a reason the PGA Tour, they basically just came out and said, look, we've had a couple situations where people are watching the tournaments and then they're ratting out players on various things. And they were actually taking these suggestions from viewers and people who were following players around and deducting strokes and penalizing players.
Serious?
That would be like me saying, you know what? I think both his feet were in bounds. We're going to give him that call, and I could call up goddamn whoever it is in the head of officiating in New York, and they would overturn a rule based on what happened on the field. So, and the PGA just recently just said, you know what, by the way, we're not going to allow that anymore.
No!
But there's always that person in like,
I think he scuffed his club before he made contact. That's a stroke penalty. Like
That is a terrible idea.
it was a terrible idea. And they
there's a reason why we call them couch quarterbacks is because while on the surface they're right, there's a reason why they did that, what
Not
they
only
did.
that, the people who call that kind of crap out aren't the people who are going to show up and party with you anyway.
So shut up, rage in your own home, and watch the game.
Mike, just punch him in the face.
Mike, you tell him, buddy.
I will tell him.
I don't want to be that guy.
Well, you ain't going to be today.
Time for a good story. A young 4-year-old man has been spread all over the internet because of the challenge that he set for himself.
Oh, yeah?
Wanting You're a bunch of 4-year-olds.
Everybody.
Wanting to be... Hold on, I lost my space. Wanting to be smart like his sister, and his love of reading inspired him to read 100 books in a single night.
No way.
100 books in a single night.
Way. I mean, they had to be like 10 pages.
Right.
He's
reading a bunch
4 years old.
He's 4 years old, and he's going to read 100 books.
Okay,
They're all these
all
Dr.
right.
Seuss kids books, right? But
Okay.
still, that's 100 of them in a night. He streamed the entire challenge on Facebook Live and did a little happy dance every time that he covered 10. He actually did this.
Mike, do yourself a favor with your Dr. Seuss reference there. When you have a child, I'm going to buy you all the Dr. Seuss books. So
you'll
can
hate
read
that mofo.
So you can read them in a night, because some of them are over 200 pages long.
Well, some of them are longer than others, but man, I love Dr.
The
Seuss
majority of them are longer than others.
You're shocked at how long some. I'm telling you, man, green eggs and
You
ham.
don't
I'm
understand.
Like, how long is this goddamn
Matter
book?
of fact, I still have a few. I will bring them in just so you can see how it's a pain in the ass.
Don't do it. He's going to love them.
I am going to love
He
them.
won't
man.
care.
I'll take it home and
He'll
read the
start
damn
reading-
thing.
He'll start reading them to his cat.
But this isn't meant for you to read the Hardy Boys, dude. This is just to prove to you that it's not an easy read. Like maybe Good Night Moon you could throw in there, or some crap like that.
You laugh, Ted. You think I won't give Lucy a bedtime story?
Why does that sound dirty?
Yeah, red fish, blue fish. Here's some
Damn
tuna
right.
fish.
Yeah.
Cat.
Mr.
It's some
Brown,
warm milk.
Mr. Brown Can Moo was about a fart.
I liked Go Dogs Go. That was a good one. Pennsylvania woman was the cause for police to be called as she fired a shotgun in her home to fend off an intruder. Unfortunately for her, there actually was no intruder. She was tripping so hard that she hallucinated the encounter and was basically firing a shotgun wildly.
All good till she fired the gun.
How bad off for you? That's every headlines with that. Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for a positive drinking story. The return of Who Sucks Less. And we'll drink and toast again with the shot of the day.
Yes, indeed. It is all true. We be all about this bitch, but we will be back tomorrow. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.